Okay, walk us through itong ginawa ninyong filing, tama ba? You're asking for investigation.
Well, gusto kong i-clarify that this is just the first in a series of steps and cases that we intend to file against the persecutors of Laila de Lima. No? And chief of and foremost of that, kahit nakakulong na siya, ay si Rodrigo Duterte. No? So we're gonna file that probably soon, very soon, next week, no? When finalize na yung mga pleadings na yan, si Vitaliano Aguirre. At meron pa mga susunod na mga kaso laban dito sa mga persecutors na ito at prosecutors, no? Prosecutors which we believe allowed themselves to be used, if not took a proactive role in the political persecution of Laila de Lima, just so that she will be silenced in her investigations of the violent war on drugs, and so that she will be gagged into submission. No? And nakita naman nila, hindi naging successful yan nung nakakulong siya. No? So the first thing I wanna say is, apart from the fact na series ito, first step pa lang ito at may mga susunod pang mga hakbang na gagawin ng kanyang legal team, maybe we need to ask ourselves the question, bakit nga ba kailangan gawin ito, no? Why is it that there's a need to do this? And in order for us to be able to answer that question, siguro it will be a disservice to Laila de Lima's journey and sacrifice if we don't recall her suffering. Diba? Kasi nakikita na natin siya, para bang fresh na daw, diba? Ibang klase na siya ngayon. She underwent so much. Pero nakikita na natin sa speech, sa mga speech niya, nagsi-speech na siya sa Congress, sa mga programs, pero baka nakakalimutan natin ano ang pinagdaanan ni Laila de Lima sa mga kamay nitong mga tormentors and persecutors na ito. Kasama itong mga prosecutors, no? Ilang years siya, halos 7 years siya sa prison, no? Napakalala niya, no? Ang kaisa-isa lang yata na tumalo sa record niya is si Ninoy Aquino mismo. Nang iilang araw lamang yan, ha. So ibig sabihin, grabe, it's a total of 2,454 days, 6 years, 8 months, and 21 days, no? So napakatagal niyang pagkakakulong kay Laila de Lima. Doon sa loob ng kulungan, lagi kong sinasabi, walang internet, walang aircon, walang TV, walang cellphone. Pagka-summer, hirap na hirap po yan si Senator Laila de Lima dahil napakainit. Ilang beses namin siya kailangang dalhin sa ospital. Kasi nga, wala man lang pampalamig. Electric pan lang yung nandoon. No? There are limited visitation hours. May mga araw na wala siyang bisita. And then, ilang beses siya in-embarrass, character assassination, tinawag siyang drug lord, despite the fact that her record of public service is unmatched probably, no? Or difficult to match at the very least. Dati ang Secretary of Justice, dati ang Chairperson of the Commission on Human Rights, bar top notcher, no? Unscathed yung record niya until such time na siniraan siya, no? So there was a well-organized character assassination against her. During na nakakulong siya, hindi man lang niya mabisita yung nanay niya na napakatanda na. Hindi man lang siya nakadalo sa graduation ng sarili niyang anak sa law school na napaka-importante sa kanya. Noong pandemic, halos virtual isolation siya, talagang solitary confinement. Alam naman natin na kahit na yung pinakamatitigas sa bidibid na kriminal, ang parusa dyan, Bartolina. Ibig sabihin, pinakamatindi na yung 30 days. Si Laila de Lima halos 1 taon na nag-iisa, hindi nga namin mabisita kahit mga abogado niya nang hindi kami magpapaswab. At merong mga halos 2 buwan na halos hindi talaga siya mabisita kahit na kaming mga abogado niya. Ang excuse noon ay yung pandemya. Imagine that solitary confinement na wala kang makausap noong mga oras na yon. So the suffering alone, the suffering that they brought to Laila de Lima, kailangan natin gawin ito, di ba? Kasi para bang grabe yung pang-aapi, pangyuyurok sa kanya, pagpapahirap sa kanya. And that's the reason why there's a need to do this. But secondly, apart from the sacrifices, lahat ng pahirap kay Laila de Lima, lahat ng pinagdaanan niya, kung maalala mo, muntikan pa siyang patayin sa loob ng kulungan ng isang Abu Sayyaf, di ba? Nandito yung kutsilyo, binaril, nag-splatter yung dugo sa mukha ni Laila de Lima, and she had to sleep in the same prison cell on the same bed kung saan namatay yung Abu Sayyaf ng mga oras na yon. Grabe yung trauma namin noon. Hindi ko nga alam kung buhay pa yung kliyente ko when it was happening. No? So apart from the suffering, of course, they did this because she was a sitting senator. And if they are able to do that to a sitting senator, no one is safe. She was made as an example by the Duterte administration to silence dissent, no? And nare-recognize ni Laila de Lima, kaya naman hindi siya nag-give up for the last 7 years, 8 years hanggang ngayon, no, 9 na or 10, magte-10 na, kailangan niyang ipagpatuloy ang laban because there is a greater battle ahead. So other than her suffering, para kay Laila de Lima, it is always important to set the record straight. It is always important to push back, to make everyone safer, and to make sure that the justice system will no longer be weaponized. Because if that's going to be the case, then no one is safe and lahat tayo magiging vulnerable someday. So yung second reason, no, mas malaki yung laban para kay Laila de Lima. It is setting the record straight and making sure na hindi na ulit weaponize yung justice system natin to deter those people who might be contemplating to do the same thing in the future na mapaparusahan din kayo. No? At pangatlo, kaya kailangan gawin ito is because let's remember that those prosecutors who took part in the political persecution of Laila de Lima are still there. In fact, have bigger and greater influence, are still in public service, are unscathed, are untouched. In fact, all of them, if I'm not mistaken, got promoted after handling this case. So they are still within the corridors, along the corridors of power. They can still abuse their offices. And as far as we are concerned, they are a danger to society if they continue holding on to their office. So, napaka-importante sa amin na sana ay matanggal sila bilang prosecutors, bilang public officers, at sana hindi na sila makabalik sa serbisyo publiko dahil hindi pwede na yung mga nasa serbisyo publiko na may access sa justice system ang umaabuso at umaatake sa mga regular citizens. No? So yan yung rason kung bakit kailangan gawin yan.
Okay. Sige. You said that this is just part of a series. May mga susunod pang pagpapanagot. No? Dapat lang. Marami nag-iintay dyan, including myself. Dahil nga ron sa mga reasons na binanggit mo, Attorney Dino. Pero ang una ko mong tanong, bakit ito yung inuna nyo, itong mga prosecutors na ito? And paano ba sila exactly mapapanagot?
Well, unang-una, no, request for investigation pa lang ito kasi sinasabi, kiniklaim ng administrasyon na they are not weaponizing the justice system. They will not tolerate those who abuse the justice system. So let's test, di ba? Ano ba talaga? Totoo ba? Or is this just lip service? Will they tolerate the prosecutors under them? So titignan mo natin, let's test the waters, di ba? Totoo ba na hindi kayo papayag na binababoy ang justice system? So it is a request for investigation for the Department of Justice to initiate this investigation. Ano ba yung mga susunod na hakbang? Definitely there will be and stay tuned for this. No, we will announce it very soon. There will be cases that will be filed before the Office of the Ombudsman. No, for gross misconduct, abuse of authority, gross ignorance of the law, and probably criminal cases like subornation of perjury. Bakit inuna itong mga piskal na ito? Kasi sila pa yung may access sa kapangyarihan. At sila yung may huling-huling act. Sabi ko nga, alam niyo, hindi na po madali. Ha? By the way, mahirap ng depensahan ng sarili mo. But after the vindication, it was not easy for Laila de Lima to pick her life back. Ha? It took her a while. It's taking her a while, even until now. No, straightening up her finances, recovering from the trauma, telling your story, trying to go back to society that, in all respects, may be considered as a society that has abandoned you during those times. No, going back to the vitriol of a lot of haters who are still convinced that the character assassination that she suffered are all true. No? So hindi madali na mag-reclaim nung buhay niya, kaya it took also a while. But right now, and then tumakbo pa, di ba? Tinawag pa sa serbisyo publiko, kinumbinsi pa ng mamayang liberal at the last minute na pwede ba ma'am magserbisyo ka ulit, di ba? She took the difficult decision to go back to public service. Very important na unahin itong mga piskal na ito kasi sila pa yung may access sa kapangyarihan at sila yung may last act kasi na pinipick up na nga ni Laila de Lima ang buhay niya. Hindi na nga sila inaatupag. Tapos nag-file pa ng motion for reconsideration twice, no? At in-escalate pa sa Court of Appeal. So balikan lang natin kung anong ginawa, nakabalustugan nitong mga prosecutors na to. After ma-acquit ni Laila de Lima doon sa isang criminal case, nag-motion for reconsideration. Just for context, ang motion for reconsideration is explicitly a prohibited pleading. Hindi lang yan nakalagay sa jurisprudence. hindi lang nakalagay yan na bawal sa Constitution because of the violation of double jeopardy rule. Nakalagay mismo sa Rules of Criminal Procedure na prohibited ang motion for reconsideration. Walang libro, walang pakialam sa rules, nag-file, dinenay, na first jeopardy na binabiolate nila. Second violation of jeopardy, inakyat ulit nila sa Court of Appeals. Sinabi na namin na paano mo iakyat yan? May gross, dapat pwede ka lang mag-petition for certiorari if there's grave abuse of discretion. Malinaw ang desisyon ng judge. Ang sabi ng judge, may reasonable doubt kasi nag-recant yung star witness ninyo. So may rason. Paano naging grave abuse of discretion niya lang yun? By the way, ang certiorari, hindi yan pwede to correct errors, ha? Ang kino-correct niyan, grave abuse of discretion. Hindi sinabing by error ka, correctable by certiorari, extraordinary writ ang certiorari, no? Inakyat pa nila yung certiorari. Second, jeopardy. Binaba ulit sa court. Third, jeopardy. Inakwit ulit si Laila de Lima. Nag-file ulit ng motion for reconsideration. Fourth, jeopardy. Anong kalokohan yon, no? Anong kalokohan? No one sa buong history sa Pilipinas, ha? Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'd be willing to be corrected by all the lawyers in this country. Ngayon lang ako nakakita ng 2 beses inakwit. At dinomotion pa reconsideration pa rin. Wala pa ako nakita dyan. Sa kahit na saang libro. Baka kahit saang jurisdiction, wala.